Once upon a time, there was a king named Gelanor of Argos. He was the son and successor of Sthenelus. Some scholars believe that his real name was Pelasgus, which meant laughter. It was said that Gelanor gained the nickname Gelanor because he initially laughed at the idea of Danaus claiming the kingship over Argos. Despite his initial laughter, Gelanor became a successful king and ruled Argos with peace and prosperity. He was loved by his people for his kind and just rule. However, his peaceful reign came to a halt when Danaus and his 50 daughters arrived in Argos seeking refuge. Danaus demanded that his daughters marry Gelanor's sons, but Gelanor refused to comply with the request. This refusal led to a war between Gelanor and Danaus' army. Unfortunately, Gelanor was defeated, and he was forced to give his daughters as wives to Danaus' sons. Although Gelanor's infamy grew in his later years, his reign marked a time of peace and prosperity for the people of Argos. It made him one of the most beloved kings in the eyes of his people. Despite the bitter end, Gelanor's story continues to be shared as a reminder of Argos' prosperous history. Gelanor was a wise and just king who ruled over his kingdom with fairness and compassion. One day, a group of strangers arrived at his doorstep, seeking refuge from the wrath of Aegyptus and his sons. Among them was Danaus, a nobleman, and his 50 daughters, known as the Danaides. Gelanor welcomed the strangers with open arms and provided them with food and shelter. Soon after their arrival, an oracle came to Gelanor, instructing him to give his kingdom to Danaus and his daughters. Despite his initial reluctance, Gelanor eventually complied with the oracle's instructions and transferred the throne to Danaus. However, as time passed, Gelanor began to regret his decision. He believed that the Danaides were responsible for the murder of their husbands and thought that they deserved to be punished. He decided to sell them into slavery as retribution for their crimes. Danaus, alarmed by Gelanor's sudden change of heart, turned to the gods for help. His prayers were answered, and the gods intervened to convince Gelanor to reconsider his decision. With their assistance, Gelanor saw that his actions were unjust, and he changed his mind. In some versions of the story, Gelanor was not swayed by an oracle, but by an omen. He witnessed a wolf attacking a herd of cattle, killing the leading bull. This omen compelled Gelanor to renounce his throne in favor of Danaus. Despite the different versions of the tale, Gelanor's actions changed the course of the Danaides' lives forever. They were forever grateful to Gelanor for his kindness and generosity, and they lived the rest of their lives in peace and happiness.
Do you want to explore more Greek mythology stories? Who do you want to see featured next? Subscribe and leave a comment below to let me know. I'll see you in the next video.